We're a few days removed from the Super Bowl, but there's no reason that we can't talk about the Kansas City Chiefs in at least a little bit more endearing light. And, well, you guys might remember this from earlier in the season. You had the little Kansas City Chiefs fan. It was actually, it was interesting. That was the Christmas game, right? Because he was down there in Las Vegas, funny, in the same place, because I think Andy Reid has talked about, the team's big turning point was losing to the Raiders in Las Vegas for there being a big turnaround and them ultimately winning 58 in that same stadium that they lost that ended up having this tentpole event where you had the Chiefs fan coming out a little, what was he, 10 or 12 years old, but we'll get more information on him very shortly. But him being at the center of this big smear campaign from stupid Deadspin and a stupid journalist trying to paint this kid as a racist, and then we ended up finding out a bunch of different stuff about his background, him also being, part native, and then also, why are journalists going after kids dressing up the same way that people have been dressing up for football games, for sporting events for decades? This kid, because you thought he was white, spoilers, he's not. He was wearing red and black, two prominent colors of the Kansas City Chiefs. You can even see on his necklace, it's a black arrowhead. He is copying those two colors. It's not blackface as much as you wanted it to be, you absolute hack. And everybody who was talking about this story at the time was hoping and praying that, oh my God, will somebody please hold Deadspin responsible? And thankfully, our prayers were answered. Family of young Kansas City Chiefs fan accused of blackface files lawsuit against Deadspin. Oh, and these pricks like Gawker, please. After a reporter claimed 9-year-old, he was only 9, man, had found a way to hate black people and Native Americans at the same time. Yeah. Family of the young Kansas City Chiefs fan accused of blackface by a Deadspin reporter has filed a lawsuit against the sports outlet. Yay, W. During the Chiefs game against the Raiders back in November. I thought that was Christmas. Maybe that would have been the at-home game. Anyways, no, but this was back in November. Holy, time flies. Holden Armenta. Armenta, right, 9, was captured by CBS Sports cameras wearing team colors across his entire face, as well as a Native American headdress. It's Kansas City Chiefs. It's like it was a good headdress. It wasn't like a goofy one or anything like that. Like it was a really good costume for the team. And then to even have the cojones, I know this isn't the Oakland Raiders anymore, and it didn't really matter if the kid was 9, 19, or 29. You still would have had stuff thrown at him if this was at the height of the black hole, but this is corporate-sponsored Las Vegas, okay? So, Strip has been Disney-fied, trust me, I've been there. However, after painting his face black and red, cameras initially caught the black half of Armenta's face. No, they showed that kid multiple times, and it was just one still that you could have seen if you wanted to be as uncharitable as possible, leading to accusations of blackface from Deadspin's Carron J. Phillips. How appropriate. Phillips later wrote a story, which was titled, "The NFL needs to speak out against a Kansas City Chiefs fan in blackface and a native headdress." Kansas City Chiefs fan. Yeah, Kansas City Chiefs fan need to speak out against that. That Armenta had found a way to hate black people and Native Americans at the same time with his face paint at the game. Following the article, fans were quick to point out that Armenta actually had the other half of his face painted red too, and was merely wearing Kansas City colors before the youngster's family revealed that they are also Native Americans themselves. Yep, pretty important, all that stuff, but that was the screenshot. That was the screenshot that made the rounds all the time, and oh my God, we got a little racists running around, and why isn't anybody else saying anything in the stands right there? Why isn't anybody standing up for theoretical black people that are getting offended? Oh, right, because we're at a football game and face paint, a certain amount is required. But there you go. There's Miss Karen. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Karen wouldn't want to be racist. And there's the original headline: "The NFL needs to speak out against a Kansas City Chiefs fan in blackface, Native American or native headdress. They're doubling up on the racism. Are you going to say anything, Roger Goodell?" Yeah, he's a kid. What the hell are you doing? I'm sorry, and just over 2 months from the incident, the Armentas are now suing Deadspin for defamation. Yay, after their son has been branded a racist by Phillips. And yeah, he is the definition of just a fan at the game who's been singled out by multiple news outlets, most prominently Deadspin. Deadspin. Like, not exactly a small fish in the sports journalism pond, but one that is definitely ripe for the picking. The article falsely alleged that HA had found a way to hate black people and Native Americans at the same time. True, the lawsuit says. During the Chiefs game against the Las Vegas interesting Raiders back in November, Holden Armenta, 9, was captured by CBS Sports wearing team colors across his entire face, as well as a Native American headdress. However, after painting his face black and red, cameras initially caught the black half of Armenta's face, leading to accusations of blackface from Deadspin's Carron J. Phillips. Phillips took offense and later wrote a story that the Chiefs fan found a way to hate black people and Native Americans at the same time with his face paint at the game. Following the article, fans were quick to point out that Armenta actually had, yes, the other face painted red, and they were Native Americans themselves. There they are right there, just looking about probably as Native American as just about everybody else. They claim to be Native in today's day and age, maybe a quarter. Probably. There's them at obviously a different game or something like that. Maybe that's at the Super Bowl because she's got 57 gear on or something like that. But okay, whatever. There he is. I think that's probably likely at the game or something like that. Looks like he's having a great time, and that's a really good headdress, by the way. Okay. It's alleged that HA's parents, Shannon and Raul, taught HA racism and hate at home. Yeah, this is a part of the article. We read that back in the cut. It intentionally painted a picture of the Armenta family as anti-black, anti-Native American bigots who proudly engage in the worst kinds of racist conduct motivated by the family hatred of black and Native Americans. Family is also asking to be given all costs, disbursements, fees, and interest as authorized by law. Over the article, they claim maliciously and wantonly attacked a 9-year-old boy and his parents for Phillips' own race-drenched political agenda. Absolutely based interpretation of the facts. Now, they also claimed to have received a number of abusive messages in the wake of the story, which you would imagine all of those identity politics obsessed weirdos that would troll those online forums and not go, why is this guy attacking a kid? You would imagine they're the ones who are always the most likely to just take the absolute most absurd stances on these types of things. So I'm not surprised at all. Not surprised in the least of it. Back in December, Deadspin issued a half-hearted apology. Oh, it wasn't all that much, right? Yes, to the Armentas after receiving a backlash over the story, instead claiming Phillips' piece was intended to point the finger at the NFL over the checkered history on race. Like what? What are you talking about? No. You're trying to gaslight these people. They were the ones who faced all the abuse because you decided to highlight an innocent child at the game in order to further your own political agenda, you creep. We regret any suggestion that we were attacking the fan, the note said. To that end, our story was updated on December 7th to remove any photos, tweets, links, or otherwise identifying information about the fan. You just have to go and check Karen's own Twitter account to realize that he was still very much proud of his reporting on that day. We have also revised the headline to better reflect the substance of this story. A week before the backtracking statement, yeah, that was up for a week, by the way. However, Armeneta's father had already insisted that it was too late for apologies. Based the dad on that one, absolutely. Asked if he would like an apology from Phillips, Bubba, the boy's dad, said on Fox, "Is Bubba Raul?" Yeah, or who's Raul? Like, where'd Raul show up in this one? I don't even know what to think about that. It's a little too late for that. The damages are already done. It's worldwide. Now there's comments all over. There's disrespect towards Native Americans and towards my family. We never in any way, shape, or form meant to disrespect any Native Americans or tribes. Holden was also asked how he was feeling about the reaction to his face paint. It's okay because a lot of kids at school are getting excited, he said, and it's starting to get me a little nervous because they go overboard. It's a little scary. The kid ended up getting, a lot of attention because of it. Unjustifiably so, because he's a football fan. He's a young football fan. At 9 years old, I was very much a football fan at that time. Let's see, it probably would have been watching a lot more CFL, so I would have been a big Stampeders fan at the time, and definitely, checked out some games. Do a whole bunch of games before the CFL went completely off the deep end. Those were fun-ass times, and to think, like, if I was up there in opposing team's gear, I would have been, singled out by one of the woke reporters that are very much likely a part of the Edmonton Sun or the Edmonton Journal at this point in time. Oh, that child is up there stoking hatred about and sowing divisions between United Canadian Football Front Let's just say my old man probably wouldn't have been as diplomatic as saying, yeah, I don't really want an apology. If it was my dad involved in this situation, it more or less would have been, no, I'm not going to pay any of the medical bills for that stupid reporter. That's what universal healthcare is all about. But, oh man, it's hilarious because I wanted to go ahead and show you guys Mrs. Carron's Twitter feed, but as you can see right now, oh no, the posts are protected. Pulitzer Prize nominee. Oh, he's so happy about being a part of Deadspin, but now, ever since he ended up getting sued, well, the only way that you can reach out to him and the only way that you can continue to see all of his important reporting, like on WNBA or Rick Pitino wants a player salary cap. Funny how coaches never want their earnings limited. Why would the UFL release a schedule during Super Bowl week? Because you get the highest focus on football throughout that entire year. So of course you'd want to go ahead and capitalize on that. Roger Goodell gets exposed again during the Super Bowl. The NFL commissioner keeps ignoring the data on race, so black journalists keep making him look stupid in public. All of it is just simple race baiting. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because if you want to let him, what you think about his reporting? Well, I guess you're just going to have to simply go down to the courthouse when this ultimately gets sorted out to give him a piece of your mind. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.